Day 32, Dare 32. Love meets sexual needs. The husband must fulfill his duty to his wife, and likewise also the wife to her husband. 1 Corinthians 7:3. Some people think the Bible has nothing good to say about sex, as though all God seems to be concerned about is telling us when not to do it or who not to do it with. In reality, however, the Bible has a great deal to say about sex and the blessing it can be to the husband and the wife. Even its boundaries and restrictions are God's way of keeping our sexual experiences at a level far beyond any of those advertised on television or in the movies. In Christian marriage, romance is meant to thrive and flourish. After all, it was created by God. It's all part of celebrating what God has given us, becoming one with our mate, while simultaneously pursuing purity and holiness. He delights in us when this happens. The Song of Solomon, for example, is actually a beautiful love story. It describes sexual acts between a husband and a wife in poetic detail, showing how each one responds to the other. It expresses how honesty and understanding in sexual matters lead to a life of confident love together. It's true that sex is only one aspect of marriage, but as time goes by, one of you will likely value its importance more than the other. As a result of this, the nature of your oneness as man and wife will feel threatened or endangered. The biblical foundations of marriage were originally expressed with Adam and Eve. She was made to be a helper suitable to him, Genesis 2:18. The unity of their relationship and physical bodies were so strong that they were said to become one flesh, Genesis 2:24. This same oneness is a hallmark to every marriage. In the act of romance, we join our hearts to each other in an expression of love that no other form of communication can match. That's why the marriage bed is undefiled. We're not to share the same experience with anyone else, but we're weak. And when this legitimate need goes unmet, when it's treated as being selfish and demanding by the other, our hearts are subject to be drawn away from marriage, tempted to fulfill this longing somewhere else, some other way. To counteract this tendency, God established marriage with a one flesh mentality. The wife does not have authority over her own body, but the husband does. And likewise also the husband does not have authority over his own body, but the wife does. 1 Corinthians 7:4. Sex is not to be used as a bargaining chip. It is not something God allows us to withhold without consequence. Though there can certainly be abuses to this divinely designed framework, the heart of marriage is one of giving ourselves to each other to meet the other's need. Sex is one God-given opportunity to do that. So stop depriving one another, the Bible warns, except by an agreement for a time, so that you may devote yourself to prayer and come again together so that Satan cannot tempt you because of your lack of self-control. 1 Corinthians 7:5. You are the one person called and designated to meet your spouse's sexual needs. If you allow distance to grow between you in this area, if you allow staleness to set in, you're taking something that rightly and exclusively belongs to your spouse. If you let your mate know by words, actions, or interactions that sex needn't be any more than you want it to be, you've robbed them of a sense of honor and endearment that has been set in place by biblical mandate. You violate the one flesh unity in marriage. So whether you perceive yourself as being on the deprived end or you admit that you're the one depriving the other, Know that God's plan for you is to meet in the middle and come to a place of agreement. But also know that the path to getting there will not be accomplished by sulking, arguing, or being demanding. Love is the only way to reestablish a loving union between one another. All the things that the love there entails, patience, kindness, selflessness, thoughtfulness, protection, honor, forgiveness, all of these will play a role in renewing your sexual intimacy. When the love of Christ is the foundation of your marriage, the strength of your friendship and sexual relationship can be enjoyed at a level that this world can never know and can never match. Today's dare. If at all possible, try to initiate sex with your husband or your wife today. Do this in a way that honors what your spouse has told you or implied to you about what they need from you sexually. Ask God to make this enjoyable for both of you, as well as the path to greater intimacy. I dare you. Now get to work.